Yo, what's good, boys? This is a few days after the launch. As you can probably see from the title, we made over $50,000 in 15 days. This is the first official launch that I had ever been a part of. Had some clients before, things didn't go well, but we made $50K in 15 days with my first launch. I documented every single thought I had through the entire process whenever I remembered to record, that is. So this video is gonna show you a complete documentation, top to bottom, of everything I learned, everything I implemented. And by the way, I have a full launch breakdown out on my channel already where I go into much further depth and show all of the details, the funnels I used, the emails I used, literally everything you can think of for the launch. So if you wanna see that, go watch that. But this is meant to be more of a raw, unedited video showing the feelings I was having, the thoughts I was having, the hurdles that I was overcoming, things like that. So I hope you can get some sort of value from this and at least somewhat connect to it and realize you're not the only one that starts from nothing. Everyone starts from nothing. Everyone has to learn from ground zero. So I hope you connect with it. I hope you see that everyone's human, even if they're pulling in crazy numbers as well. And I'm only scaling from here. I promise you, you can scale as well. If you haven't done a launch like this before, you've seen no numbers yet, keep grinding. It took me 7 months to get here of nonstop daily inputs. Keep going, you got this, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Yo, what's good? I'm just deciding right now randomly to start documenting this launch process. You know, I figured having a name or just creating some sort of personal brand is probably really smart for my process. I just got off of a call with one of the legends in the info space who really focuses on content and starting your own personal brand and using that for leverage. So I'm gonna start showing off all of the rest of this launch. I'm pretty far in. I signed this creator about a little under a month ago, and we are starting the official launch pretty much 48 hours ago. We just rolled out a lead magnet to get as many people on the wait list as possible. We're gonna end up doing a VSL funnel, but we just wanted to have a wait list and just kind of, you know, utilize the lead magnet to do some great market research and figure out as much about her audience as possible. She's a trader, a very good trader. She's super successful. She makes around 60K a month from trading, straight profit. Woman, of course, as I've been saying, but she is from Zimbabwe and she now lives in Russia. But because she's from Zimbabwe, a majority of her audience is African. So we needed to figure out how financially qualified they were. And the way that we decided to do this was to create a great lead magnet, get them all into the CRM. And right now, as you can see in the CRM, we have 1,500 leads who've come through the pipeline, and only 90 of those leads are financially qualified above $2,500. We decided to use that as the threshold. I think we're gonna end up going with a 5K offer. I'm hoping that we can sign 20 clients from that 5K offer out of these 90 people. Sorry, for that 5K offer out of these 90 people. You know, the goal is for it to be a normal VSL, and when they fill that VSL out, there's gonna be a financially qualifying question within it. And just like any normal VSL, right? And within that, the goal will be to have multiple levels of financial, status. So for example, on this wait list within the market research, we had the financially qualifying levels be, how much do you currently have to invest into your trading? Under 1,000 USD, between 1,000 and 2,500 USD, between 2,500 and 5K USD, and then 5K to 7,500 and 7,500 plus. So we're gonna have 2 closers, one for the high ticket, which is gonna be the 5K, and we'll have everyone that says above $2,500 or 2,500 to 5K to invest in themselves get sent to that Calendly and book on my top closers calendar, and then the separate Calendly for anyone between 1K and 2,500. Obviously, anyone below 1K, it's just pointless. Maybe we'll send them to a low ticket downsell because currently my client does offer signals, which is around like $200 to $500 depending on how many months they buy. So it'd be cool if we could just send them to a direct checkout link. Obviously, there's not going to be a call booked or the need to speak to a closer if they're just going to spend that little money. But I think it will be smart to have a full offer ecosystem. So low ticket, maybe we'll include something else other than just the signals, maybe like one group call a month or something. And then mid ticket, which will be pretty much just a group call option. And then high ticket, which will be one-on-one mentorship also group calls, also signals, and everything that she offers. And by the way, all of this is just ideation right now based on what the pipeline is looking like from sending out that lead magnet. Now, let me quickly show you the lead magnet before I move on. All right, just a quick rundown of what the lead magnet is. We made a trading journal since she's a trader. Obviously, everyone will benefit from actually tracking their trades, and not everyone does it. So I made it this dope trading journal. There's a self-journaling stage on the front page that's like tracking all of your goals, so they keep them top of mind. The most important, of course, is the actual trading journal, where you can track every single trade that you take, what currency pair you took, what session it was, the R, if it was profitable, break even, and things of that nature. And you can also, at the end of each month, review the entire thing, how many winning trades you took, how many losses you took, how many break even trades, things like that. I don't want to get too deep into the actual lead magnet, but we sent this out, so it's super in-depth. Obviously, lead magnets can be super important. Obviously, lead magnets can be really important. It's pretty much the first touch point in your entire funnel, and not many people treat it like that. This is something that Russell Brunson talks about a lot, if you know him. So make sure you make your lead magnets extremely good. So we'll see how it goes. It's definitely going to be a VSL funnel, but it's just a matter of how we're going to do that conditionally, in terms of what offers we're going to have. Obviously, the flagship offer that we're going to be promoting the entire time is going to be the one-on-one mentorship, which will be the 5K price point. I'm pretty sure we're going to go with 5K. And then I'm thinking now we'll also have a mid-ticket that we're going to have a separate closer for and a separate Calendly link. And then we'll try to get as many people as possible to buy that group coaching offer. And then the low ticket, as I said a moment ago. What's up, boys? Back again, January 28th. Going to try to keep this consistent. Today, I just took another full day of market research calls. The calls are going to end tomorrow pretty early in the morning. Then I'm going to spend the majority of the day literally just going through all the market research data that we've gathered. So I've been told by many people that Manus AI is the best AI software for analyzing all of your market research calls specifically. I don't know how this is going to work because Manus is designed to build like websites and full scale like applications. So I'm over on ChatGPT. I asked it what Manus was just so it had an understanding before I asked this question. I'm gonna use ChatGPT specifically to ask it to create the best possible prompt that I can put into Manus AI to analyze that data and then utilize it going forward. So we'll see how it goes, but that's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's the end of the day at this point. Not too eventful in terms of the day. I mean, I had a bunch of calls, but then when I had a lull, I also met with my mentor, went over some things that need to get covered on that side of things. I've still been DMing some closers, trying to find the best candidate. Definitely going to do some interviews next week, but there's a lot that needs to be set up still in terms of the funnel and the actual content that's going to be released during the whole Whisper Tea Shout phase and then the launch. So just working on that right now, figuring everything out one step at a time. We're still about 2.5 weeks out of my hoped launch date. So we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, and I officially had a wire come through today for a $2,500 setup fee, and I closed the creator not only on that, but on a 30% rev share. Smaller trading creator, but I have a lot of faith in him. We actually live in the same state, which is rare because I live in a really small state. I live in Vermont, if any of you know it, super close to Canada, touching New York, touching New Hampshire. But I'm pretty stoked about that. He has like 5,000 followers on IG and about 3,800 on TikTok and like 500 subs on YouTube, but no long form content yet. So that's going to be like the first key thing that we focus on is pumping long form content, funneling everything from TikTok and Instagram into the YouTube, and then just optimizing his profiles and posting a lot of reels as well. All right, boys, it's been a few days. I've been making some progress right now. I'm working on the offer, but one of the big things that I just got done was creating my Looker Studio dashboard. Give me 1 second and I'll show it to you right now. Bang. Okay, there it is. Looker Studio, if you've heard of it. Really, it's just a way that you can view Google Sheets data in like a good, like pleasing to the eye way. It's a Google app, so you can directly integrate Google Sheets where I'll be tracking all of the the sales calls and closing calls data directly in here. This is the main overview page. My company is Good Life Consulting. That's the logo. And as you can see, this front page directly shows the biggest KPIs: cash collected, revenue generated, show up rate, close rate. And these are all just like, fake numbers that I'm just using to test everything out. But we can also see cash collected over time. So every sale will show up here on the timeline, which is cool. And then cash collected percentage by closer, because we're going to have a couple closers, so we'll be able to see who's performing well. My closers will fill out this Google form. Now, once that's filled out, every single time it's filled out, it's directly connected to a Google Sheet. And this is the Google Sheet it's connected to. It will auto-populate this every time. Timestamp, date, closer, setter, prospect name, email, outcome, cash collected, revenue generated, post-call notes, and call recording. And when those things are populated from the Google form, that data is directly transferred into this Looker Studio dashboard. All right, boys, it's the 11th of February. I just finished the entire client roadmap, start to finish, of the entire 12-week program for the client. I built the whole offer. The only thing that needs to be done is my client needs to actually film the course material that goes along with it, like the actual videos, the modules. But other than that, the entire client portal is built. The WAP is entirely built. The onboarding process is now built. The accountability forms are built. The homeworks are built. The way to submit that is built. All of the resources, everything that goes into the entire program that these people that buy will be receiving is completely built out. As you can see, this is the main hub for the client portal, the student portal. There will be a welcome video here that my client still has yet to film that kind of introduces them to the entire thing. Now, most importantly, this is the entire roadmap that took the longest to build from start to finish, the whole 12-week program from onboarding through weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's a 4-phase program across 12 weeks. Yeah, the entire thing's built. Pretty cool though, but now the last thing we need to do is just build the actual content schedule for the rollout, like the big push. So that's what I'm going to be working on. It's the last needle to move. And then it's just actually dealing with the sales calls. But I've been hiring, or at least interviewing, closers. We're doing 2 female closers. I've interviewed around 10 of them over the past 3 or 4 days. One of them I'm super excited to work with. I'm definitely hiring her. And I'm just trying to figure out the second one right now. I have 2 or 3 more interviews scheduled, and I'm confident we'll have a sick team to start. I'll be doing all the setting. We'll have 2 closers, and we'll be good to go. What's up, boys? It's February 24th. Just wanted to start filming and continue documenting the process. A lot of things on my mind right now. These are the kind of days that, you don't necessarily think are going to be huge or pivotal. It's just another day, literally another random Tuesday. But today is an extremely important day, not only for the launch that I've been working on for the past however many months, but I'm about to have a meeting with another potential client, an insanely profitable female trader. And at this point, I'm kind of niching down to female traders, I think. You know what they say, the more you niche down, the more money there is to be made. She has 15,000 followers on Instagram and 25,000 YouTube subs. And she is an extremely successful trader. I'm looking at it right now. She closed a $1 million gold trade this year. One singular trade, 7 figures. I'm about to make this presentation right now. I'm gonna make it killer, show her exactly what we can do to make her money. Prove to her that she has the ability to grow that trust and actually get people results, which a lot of people making way more money than her don't do and don't have. All right, today is March 6th. Quick follow-up on that previous video of mine. I was so confident. It's funny looking back. I was so confident that the WAP situation and the situation with that female trader that I was reaching out to and had a call with were going to go well. Now, listen to how this went down. That female trader, she no-showed to our call. We spoke in the DMs a bit after. She decided she didn't want to run high ticket. I got a little bit upset. I thought about doing this follow-up video. Wasn't worth it. Figured I would scrap the idea. WAP, same situation. Reached out to them, communicated with them. Did not have the opportunity to have payout options. There was just no solid answer. It didn't look like it was going to be good. It looked like I was screwed, but I didn't lose hope. And literally today, March 6th, nearly 2 weeks after that video that I was so confident things would work out, 2 days ago, got confirmation that we will be good to go with WAP payouts, and I see it on my end. There's another little complication that just happened actually regarding it, but I saw that it worked, so I know that it can work. Second, that woman reached out to me again today. She followed up. She said that she wants to run high ticket. And this time around, with some insane news that I didn't know before, she's becoming a certified technical analyst, becoming a member of like the technical analyst society. She's getting certified completely. She's getting a degree in technical analysis and one other professional certification. No online trading educators have any of those certifications, no successful ones that you've heard of, and none that I've heard of. And like I said, she is an 8-figure-a-year trader. Think of the insane positioning that this offer could have. This could be a multi-million-dollar per year offer if things go to plan. Who knows? But I'm extremely looking forward to our call. We have a follow-up call in 2 days, the 8th of March. And I know it's going to go well because we've been talking in the DMs. I sent her multiple Loom videos going over my ideas after our first conversation or the no-show that happened. She liked what I had to say. She wants me to do it. She already pitched me a percentage. I could have just said yes and taken that, but I'd rather have a conversation about it in the call and get the numbers that I know are fair. So I'm going to do that. It's going to go well. It's going to be potentially the most well-positioned offer known to the internet space, to the trading space ever. Boys, I want to make sure that I keep updating this and updating you guys. I know I'm going to be glad that I did when I look back. It's just hard for me to remember to do so, as content isn't a big focus of what I've been doing, but everyone always says to document everything. You'll be so glad you did it. But that lady that I was supposed to have a follow-up call with, I had a call with her today. She's a 7-figure trader. She had 14,000 followers when I reached out to her 2 weeks ago. She has over 16.5K today. She has multiple 7-figure business partners, and they only have a $97 per month low ticket group right now. There's a little over 250 members in there. They're making, she said, somewhere around 40K MRR right now. And well, first things first, she says she wants me to be a part of the low ticket at some level, marketing for the low ticket, because she wants to get that to 1,000 members. So that would be insanely good for me. That's recurring revenue right there. That's recurring revenue that I wouldn't have expected otherwise. Now, more importantly, I just officially signed her today for a 5K upfront fee, 5K setup, and 35% rev share. Now, of course, 5% of that's going to go directly to setters, 10% to closers if we use those in the process. But it sounds like what she wants to do to minimize the amount of time she's spending on work total is do a group program where she only does 1 or 2 group calls a week with her business partner, who also, by the way, has 20,000 followers, exact same ICP or quite similar ICP, both female traders, 7-figure traders, going to be a very similar ICP. And it's going to be high ticket, and she only wants to do webinars for now. But she does very quickly want to make it evergreen. So at some point we'll have an evergreen VSL, but this first contract that I'm literally drafting as we speak is going to be sent over to her, and it's going to be for 2 Webbies. I haven't ran a Webbie before, but I'm extremely excited to learn because I know that's the next step in my journey. So probably going to use the money that I'm about to get from the launch that I'm doing right now in order to pay for a mentor for Webbies and then run some banger Webbies. Now listen to these numbers. This lady, I guess I should say these ladies that I just signed. Well, first of all, let me explain. There are 3 of them, 3 7-figure traders. I'm not going to say their names, but it's a boy and 2 women. I got in touch with one of the women. Funnily enough, she has less followers than the other woman, 16.5K, 20K. That's just Instagram. She also has a 25K sub YouTube channel. And I don't know if the other lady has a YouTube channel. Really didn't get into that. She joined late into the call, but she's going to be a part of it. Then another 7-figure trader who's a man. 3 people. Now, the reason that she reached back out to me is because she's getting the 4 main certifications that professional technical analysts have. People that work for hedge funds, people that work on Wall Street, they have these. Now, I don't remember all 4 of the names, but they are the 4 main ones. If you look it up, you'll see. There's not a single online trading coaching education service, period, not that I know of at least, I don't think there is, that has 3 7-figure trader mentors, nearly 8 figures, all 3 of them, as well as 2 of them being completely certified professional, actually professional traders. Okay, today's March 10th. Absolutely everything is completely done and ready for this launch. I've completed everything except for literally just a few Instagram story sequences. And the reason being is because I'm waiting until we have some people join so we can utilize actual urgency and actual scarcity screenshots of people joining to say, oh, there are only X amount of seats left. Boys, sorry for the lack of updates. 2 days ago was my first day dialing. I was just setting all of the possible waitlist leads that we could get. Mind you, they are pretty cold leads. They've only been trickling in from the waitlist for a little bit recently, but before that, majority of those waitlist leads are from about a month to a month and a half ago from when we did market research. So they're kind of cold. Obviously, some of them are probably burnt, but I did set about 6 calls for yesterday. Now, 2 of them were no-shows. One of them showed up and just wasn't qualified. And one of them was ready to buy, but had a problem with actually paying via WAP because it's an international prospect. So we rebooked him for a call today. We rescheduled him. And then in the morning, he paid. He bought the 5K program, which is the high ticket that we've been promoting. He was the first buyer. Now, he did buy the lowest payment plan, so we will get a little bit more revenue for that, but not as much cash collected. And then also today, we had a mid-ticket downsell at the lowest payment plan and another high-ticket purchase at the lowest payment plan. So today, all in all, was an 11.85K day in revenue, which is great, but it didn't feel like a good day because we had 16 calls booked and I was the one setting them. And one of my closers was pretty upset with me because of how financially unqualified they were. But this is a learning process for me as well. I've never done setting before, so this is my first real experience setting, and I'm doing it while operating this launch. Boys, I've been horrible at keeping this updated. It is currently March 20th. The launch for the waitlist began on March the 12th, so we've been going for 8 days strong. The public launch was on the 17th of March, so 5 days after. Right now, we're currently sitting at $26,250 of total revenue and $12,263 in cash collected. So about 50% of that is cash of the total revenue. Launch has been suboptimal. All the systems are working well and all the systems are in place, but the lead quality has been so poor. And part of the problem has been the fact that I'm doing all of the setting. So I'm operating and setting, and it's a ton of dialing. We had a huge wait list. This client of mine has a very big following, over 100,000 total followers across socials, but the entire audience is African. So the mass majority of them are not financially qualified to buy a $5,000 high ticket coaching program. Right now, I believe we have four students in the high ticket, 2 students in the mid ticket, and like 8 or 9 in the low ticket. All right, it's currently the 23rd of March. The pivot has been going well so far. We've been booking a lot of the calls on the mid ticket calendar and they're going well. We got a mid ticket PIF this morning, and we also got a mid ticket 3X payment plan. So 550, 550, 550. On top of that, we got our first ever PIF today for the high ticket offer as well, which is insane. So this has been an 8K-ish day, a little more than 8K already. I think that we're done with the calls. There might be one more call for the day, but I think we're done with calls for the day, and it's over 8K in revenue for the day, which is sick. But yeah, the PIF was also in crypto, which if you know anything about this game, this industry, PIFs in crypto are the best because they can't charge back or request a refund since it's in crypto. $8,150 in revenue today. Second best day so far, revenue-wise. Second best day, which feels great. Super sick, super excited with the day, and we have some great calls booked for the rest of the week. It is currently March 27th, day 15 of the launch. Well, we started taking calls technically on the 11th, but we didn't have any sales. So the first sale was on March 12th. That makes today the last day, day 15 of calls. We are currently sitting at $48,650 in total revenue, and we have 3 calls left, which means if we get even one mid-ticket close from those 3 calls, we'll be at over $50,000 in revenue from my first ever launch and in 15 days, which is absolutely crazy. As you can see, here's a sneak peek of the Looker Studio dashboard. So Hoping it goes well. Literally, like I said, we just need one mid-ticket sale to cross 50K in total revenue. We're so close, man. Just received word that we're gonna be having a $1,500 PIF come through, which means if it does come through right now, that will put us at over 50,000 in total revenue for this launch. And we still have 2 calls to go after this one. So let me quickly show you guys. I want you to see this beautiful sight. What happens when a payment comes through on the WAP. I hope we catch it live. Let's see. I just received word on my end that it should have gone through. Bang. There it is. Let's go. That officially puts us at over 50K in total revenue. It's not loaded yet. I have to wait for the closer to put in the post-call notes, but that is a $50,000 launch. All glory to God. I'm telling you, all glory to God. Thank you to my team as well for helping me, sticking around, even after the bad couple of first days of calls. That was entirely the setting process's fault, which means it was my fault, but we made it back. Boys, the post-call notes just came through. I'm about to show you the dashboard in real time, reloading it. Let's see. Let's see it, boys. Come on. Quick refresh. $50,000 in total revenue in 15 days from my first launch with an entirely African audience. Come on, man. It's just so beautiful to look at. So beautiful. I couldn't be any happier. I'm very happy with the target that we hit. Average order value of $1,671.67. 6767, sorry. 58 calls booked, 44 live calls. I think some of those weren't reported, to be honest. I'm pretty sure we had quite a bit more calls than that, but it's okay. Let's go, man. That feels good. I'm so glad we were able to hit 50. Thank you, God. Yo, let's go. First launch, baby. 50K, 50 G's from an entirely African audience. Like, at least 90% of the people are African or in the diaspora. We didn't speak to one person other than a husband of an African lady that was white. Absolutely crazy. People that tell you you can't make money with African audiences or Indian audiences or whatever audience, they're tripping balls. If you have the right system in place, the right offer, a good product, everything is done correctly, you are going to make money. Imagine how much money we would have made with this exact offer if it was an American audience. Over 150 G's with ease, and I promise you that. So now we just scale. I'll scale this offer. I'll continue to get clients who are in a US audience with a similar sized following and do way more numbers than that. And we'll just keep printing money. Thank you, God. This is just step one. We're still at the beginning. 7 or 8 months in now, and this is still just the start. Do not give up. Get closer to God, trust what He tells you, and do not give up. Amen.